Elijah Moore, on the doorstep of another milestone in a great season, approaching 1,200 yards. It's the Jets and the Bengals, just ahead on EA Sports.
Well, we are about a $50 cab ride away from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season. Evan McPherson has this one teed up, and we are underway from MetLife Stadium. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. So now here comes the Jet offense as they get ready to take over. They're led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU at Zach Wilson.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. No surprise there. Chase Young wrecks that play with a sack. On second down, a run with Carter. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Denzel Ward. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against. An interception on their initial drive of the ball game.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football, but at the same time you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. He'll get it inside the 20. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Hands it off out of the gun. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Bengals take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Back onto the field come the New York Jets for their second drive. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader.
2nd and 10 now, Wilson. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Here they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
So, CD, here we are. You look at how well this offense has played all year. 16-0. Now, in most years, they'd be at home right now enjoying time off, their perfect season, getting ready for the postseason. But this is the decade of the 2020, so that means 17 games are what's needed to get to a perfect season. Would a win here make them an all-timer for you?
It would. It absolutely would. And I realize we're not comparing apples to apples because of the length of regular seasons. But if you think back to the 1972 Dolphins, they were 14-0 in the regular season. 3 wins made them a Super Bowl champion, so they were 17-0 total. Imagine getting through 17 now and then continuing on and winning the Super Bowl. They're an all-timer team already for me.
And he's going to get it inside the 10-7-yard line. The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this third down.
Hey, check that, street.
Here's a give up the middle. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A great effort there.
That's his 19th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bengals have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that'll make the score 14-0.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22. He's piloted 2 drives so far, and unfortunately not very well piloted. Both led to interceptions. Now they're facing the deficit. Another touchdown after that previous pick. Starting over here, 1st and 10. Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10.
At their own 22.
They'll start this drive with a handoff to Carter.
And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Throwing is Wilson. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line. And so the last 3 drives, you've got 2 interceptions and a fumble. I think we know why they're losing right now.
Without question, and we've seen the evidence, just what you talked about there. If they take care of the football, number 1, maybe they're not having this deficit. And number 2, maybe they actually have the lead.
And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A great play there. Doing it again with his 3rd touchdown here in the opening quarter.
And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And that makes the score 21-0. A nice tidy little drive there, getting the ball in excellent field position, and only 1 play to score it.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Back on offense, New York gets set to take over.
So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better, too.
A give up the middle to Carter.
And a short gain here across the 10 to the 12. $21-0 our score after. Second quarter now from MetLife Stadium. The Jets with the football here as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. And he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line.
That time multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Here's the Jets punter now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Bengals will take over in terrific field position. The Bengal offense on their way out as we look at the playoff race in the AFC. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position #1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them was what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 80 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half. 4 yards to go on second down from the 7. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. A historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns. And the Bengals continue to pull away here in this first half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will not be returned. It'll come out to the 25. The New York set to take the field. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to...
And intercepted. Wilson's third of the game. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. Well, there are several factors at play for why they face this deficit right now, Charles, but that's now 3 interceptions that he has thrown and just giving the football away. Pretty careless here in the opening half.
Yeah, I know that all of our parents taught us to share as youngsters, but in this game, you don't want to share with the other team. Keep it for yourself. Keep it for your team. Got to cut down on all of those throws, those errant passes, if they hope to get back into this game.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. They'll get 14 on that one. Good for a Bengal first down. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And power running here down to the 6-yard line. The last run got 9. That leaves them with 2nd and a yard. Now a handoff running through the middle. And he bulls his way into the end zone for a Bengal touchdown. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. Here come the Jets and Zach Wilson for their next possession. He was intercepted on that last drive, the 3rd one he's thrown in this first half alone. He'll look to right the ship here, 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Chase Young able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. Draw play, Carter. Takes this one up past the 20 after he's able to make a man miss. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Toward the sideline, it's complete. An athletic grab, but still well short of the first. Only able to gain a couple there. And it'll be 4th down. Here's the Jets punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Returnable here from the 38.
They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Bengals take over 1st and 10. Cincinnati's offense coming back here onto the field. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
159 yards rushing for him here as he starts to close in now on 1,200 yards for the season.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is in. Touchdown. 50-yard touchdown run. And the Bengals will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it is 42-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. The Jets going to take over now late in this first half. Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number one. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now it's Wilson. Forced out to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first half scores just like this one.
And they'll indeed stop him on 3rd down. And now what do you want to do with your timeouts? Here's the Jets punter now as he's on here to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And it's fielded at the 34. Might have needed just one more block as it stands. 37-yard return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. They'll throw now on the final play. He finds his man complete. It's Morgan. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Only 2 quarters of football left in the regular season. Everybody's excited to get to the playoffs. So excited that we're just going to skip right over halftime and get back to the action. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this out to the 25. And the Bengal offense ready to go here to start the 3rd quarter.
On the set.
Man open, that's Jamar Chase complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. Looking to throw. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. Buying time to his left. That's complete. It's Collins. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for third down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 38-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, first down.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've got their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. A great play there. His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Bengals take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So here's the Jets offense now as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. Wilson leading the Jets up now for a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. A little jet sweep to start the drive. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts, because he definitely needs some assistance.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. A third down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. From the shotgun, Wilson. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Chase Young. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon. Here's the Jets punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And taken at the 46. So possession goes over here on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
It's showtime, baby.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Over the middle, complete. It's Brown. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 191 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. Back now here at MetLife Stadium. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. They go play action here on first down. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Bengals look poised to reach 17-0 as they add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here.
Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
Out of the gun, here's Wilson. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9.
And a stoppage here. We're going to need to take a moment as a Jet was shaken up on that one.
And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson, this one complete to Christian Kirk. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. Wilson. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And he's going to be taken down about a yard shy of the first at the 29. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down. Here's the Jets punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It's taken to the 26. 42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And this is caught inside the 5. And quickly they get to the line.
19 Tigers, Cougar 19, 60 Bobcats, 60 Bobcats, Dragon 60. 7 Pirates.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Bengals continue to pour it on here in the 4th. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. The corner blitz gets there as he goes down for a loss of 7.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Wilson. That pass complete to Moore. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now Wilson. Quick slant caught by Kirk. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Here's the Jets punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
19, Pioneer. 19 tight. 19 tight. Mustang 19. Panther 11. Panther. Hurry.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. Throw left side, complete to Chase. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left. So the Bengals in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they look to salt this one away.
Let's go
A
now.
good gain on 1st has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. This will be caught by Brown. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
Partner, I have to tell you, just one word keeps coming to mind from watching them this afternoon, and that's impressive. They have been impressive from the opening kickoff, and they haven't let up here even into the 4th quarter.
Let's go.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. Got a man. It's Brown. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Again, he'll drop to throw. And he's got it. And he will get into the end zone. It's touchdown. This thing is over. And McPherson on for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it's finished off with a Cincinnati touchdown. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. And New York set to take the field. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. On 1st down, Wilson. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Wilson. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Third and long. It's Wilson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Bengals are going to take possession of the football. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And, gosh, you look up at the scoreboard. They just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. But Charles, they're still airing it out at this point despite that huge lead. And some people may be saying, well, why are they throwing the football? These guys, I guess, are just padding their stats at this point.
Yeah, there are a lot of big grins, I think, from people in their families, from themselves. You're exactly right. Pad the stats when you get an opportunity. It'll certainly help you come contract time.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air and give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage, because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. But we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance. The passing game's off